What was better, Tyler Lockett's catch or Russell Wilson's throw to Tyler Lockett in the end zone?
I'll tell you, that's one of those plays where when you see like in Fangraphs, here's a percentage chance this team has to win. It's 99.4%. Like if you looked at that play from Thursday Night Football, that would be one of those plays where when Russell Wilson released it, you go, this pass has a less than 2% chance of being completed. And still somehow, the channeling the Santonio Holmes of it in his prime, the toe tap down in the back of the end zone, that was some kind of throw, some kind of catch. But look, I know Tyler Lockett's getting a lot of the credit, but Wilson throwing that ball in the only spot he could throw it, that was really, really special.
Yeah, one of those, like, I think every touchdown pass, it felt like every touchdown pass Russell Wilson threw was a Russell Wilson touchdown pass, right? Like the last one to Chris Carson where he breaks out and all of a sudden he's scrambling and Aqib Talib comes off of Chris Carson and he lobs it into Chris Carson who catches it in the end zone. Like every Russell Wilson play seems to look the same. Oh, no, he's going down. No, he just threw a touchdown pass. Every Russell Wilson game comes down to the last possession. Have you ever noticed that? Mm-hmm. It really is. And as much as you sit there and go like, man, 12th man, hard to play up there. Cincinnati nearly beat him. The Saints did beat him. And the Rams missed a 44-yard kick with Greg Zuerlein. You know, the weather wasn't bad, that they could have beaten him. And like every Russell Wilson game seems the same, and he finds a way to escape and make a play.
30-29 is the final. Wilson throws 4 touchdowns. Pete Carroll said after the game, it was one of the best games he has ever seen him play. And I'll tell you this, look, I know Russell Wilson, he gets a lot of flack, really too much flack from inside his own locker room. Always Pete Carroll's guy. And Richard Sherman wasn't high on his list of great teammates. But if you take Russell Wilson away from the Seahawks, there is not a team in the NFL that would see their win total plummet more than Seattle. Even the Patriots would win more games than the Seahawks without Tom Brady. The Chiefs would win more games without Patrick Mahomes.
We can breathe a little bit on that. Like, do you remember the Packers last year against do you remember Packers last year? Right?
Sure.
Or the Packers anytime Aaron Rodgers has gone down, or even last year, first game of the year when the Bears hit him in the knee. Like, all of these teams with the elite quarterbacks, they're making $30 million, are built this way. They're all built this way. That if their guy goes down, I mean, it's one of the things that makes Sean Payton incredible, but he also has the highest paid backup in the league, and then he's got Taysom Hill, and they're 2-0. And that's the exception, not the rule. So, I mean, like, look, even if you want to go back to the Tom Brady when he had the knee injury and Matt Castle won 11 games, mm-hmm. right? What's missed is they won 16 games the year before. They were the best team in modern pro football history, and they won 11 games on a soft schedule. That's why they didn't make the playoffs. Like, it's a drop-off of 5 games, and that was back then. I'm like, look, I get it. I mean, we do this thing to where it's like, well, Russell Wilson's the most underrated quarterback in the league. Like, no, I don't. I think everybody knows who he is. I think he's now in that discussion of top 5. I don't think he was previously, but I would disagree with you if you said like, oh, they all lose. Is that
how I would say it? Oh, well, is that how I say it like that? I would say it like that. Oh,
well, no. I mean, you just kind of said like, well, no one would see a bigger drop off. I don't. Who is even their backup? Who's their backup?
Jim Zorn.
And
he can still throw the football. He can still throw it.
Well done with Jim Zorn.
But look at these other teams, right? The Patriots would still win a bunch of games, right? They're put together better.
No, they wouldn't.
Sure they would.
No,
you think
wouldn't.
Belichick wouldn't find a way to win 7 or 8 games with a backup quarterback?
No.
He wouldn't find a way to win with Jarrett Stidham.
No.
I'm sure of course he would.
Did you see Jarrett Stidham play this last weekend? No.
They found a way to, when Jimmy Garoppolo came on, nobody knew who he was. They won games. Jacoby Brissett won games.
Start one game. Right. Yeah. You can win a game.
Players who have come in have done well.
Right. I mean, like Seattle could win. They find a way to win a game. Look, I'm with you. He does a ton. He actually usually doesn't do a lot quarters 1 through 3. That's right. Geno Smith is their backup. I forgot. Geno Smith took the gig. Oh, Geno Smith.
Now you're wondering. Oh, wait a minute. Geno Smith.
Okay, let me ask you this. let me ask you this. We both agree Russell Wilson's awesome.
Yes.
Correct? Do you like the Russell Wilson act though?
Yeah, the act is something where, is he real? Is he a phony? You know, that you don't know. That's something where I'm like,
I don't know. You got enough
that
guys go like, he's a phony. Like,
that I get.
Like last night, welling up in tears because Paul Allen gave him a chance. I don't know. I'm struggling with that one. I struggle with that one a little bit. Paul didn't just die. It didn't happen last week.
Yeah.
It's sad. He did a lot. I don't think Paul Allen actually gave Russell Wilson the chance. I think it's actually more that coaching staff in the front office and John Daniels. But
because they had signed Matt Flynn and gave him a lot of money, saying,
right.
You're our guy, and we're going to draft you in the 3rd round.
Right. And then he was better, and they gave him an opportunity, and he proved to be better, and Matt Flynn never started a game there, right? Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I think that takes a little bit away. But I think Russell Wilson's awesome.
It's what he's responsible for in the offense, and that's kind of what I look for, whether it is... When you want to compare him between,
they run the
ball okay. But the escapability, the plays he makes, keeping plays alive,
no question.
Because it's not just where it's a great offense where 7-step drop, somebody's open. Mahomes dropping back, I'm just going to heave it downfield and Tyreek Hill is going to catch it. Or Brady knows, hey, Josh Gordon's going to be here. Whoever we wind up, Julian Edelman's going to make this play. It's a lot easier for me to see other teams winning because they are built better than the Seahawks, who rely on him for everything. Because look, even Russell Wilson makes bad plays. Like when it's my favorite is I'm going to fade back for 15 yards in the middle of the field. It's 3rd and 7. No, and then he'll get sacked. But now he gets out of those plays and he finds a way to make a play for a first down. And his escapability is making every play a broken play. So, of course, if you can just run around for 5 seconds and then you get 3 more seconds to run to the right because that's where Russell Wilson's going, and the DB is going, I don't see what's happening here. Where are we going? Oh, man.
It's really hard.
That's impossible.
It's really hard. He was spectacular against Pittsburgh. And he was great this week. He's been good almost all year. Really, when they lost at home to the Saints, I think they had 500 yards of offense. It was really, Chris Carson, they put the ball on the turf too much. I'm not going to sit here and dispute you. I think he's a terrific quarterback. He's really, really good. And he's super unique. I don't think Seattle's very good. All of that said, as amazing as he was last night, they had a crazy interception that Tedrick Thompson.
I don't know that play wasn't better than Lockett's touchdown catch. Getting your hand under the ball and it not hitting the ground.
Tipping it up to yourself.
That was unbelievable.
That was a crazy, crazy great play. But even with all of that, the Rams still had the ball a chance. They should have won the game, right? Like the Rams had a delay a game with 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
That delay a game until they had a couple of weird drops. They just, and the Rams aren't great. They had a drop the interception was a drop.
Right.
So there's some interesting stuff going on. I think the Rams are more interesting than
Well, do you
Seattle.
think this was more, hey, Seattle, great effort by Russell Wilson, or is this, hey, the Rams may have some issues here because this is 85 points to 2 offenses that you shouldn't be giving up 85 points to. Seattle on a short week when normally you slog through Thursday Night Football, and even though he's better this year with Bruce Arians, you can't give up 55 points to Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, they also turned the ball over a bunch. They turn. Tampa Bay is scoring this year, but I having watched that Rams game, I thought turnovers give you extra possessions. I don't think the Rams are nearly as good defensively. They're not nearly as good in their offensive line, and obviously the elephant in the room is Todd Gurley not good anymore. And I think part of it is they gave him money and they may have worn him out. Maybe they want to save him some for late in the season, but how much will there be? How much late season football will there be if they can't run the football better right now? But I don't know. My biggest takeaway is I watched the Rams and I say this is kind of like the New York Giants. It's like, look, going back to last year, you pay a couple guys top of the market, and this is what happens. You pay Aaron. Everybody's like, oh, Aaron Donald's awesome. He was amazing. He dominated a good portion of that game last night, but it's going to hurt you somewhere, and it's hurt them with the rest of their defense, right? You pay Todd Gurley top of the market, and then now Jared Goff next year will be top of the market, and it's going to hurt you somewhere, and it's hurt them in their offensive line. It's just not as good as it was last year. So I think that's the big takeaway. They went all in to win last year, and between the Gurley contract and probably the Aaron Donald contract, they're reaping some of the benefits, but also there's a downside to those deals.
When I see Todd Gurley run now, I see a guy that's not as explosive. And they tried to give him the football a lot last night in the first half, 11 touches, but he only winds up with 15 for the game. I think we've seen enough of a sample size now of Todd Gurley the back half of last year and the first half of this year to say, okay, there's something wrong, and is he ever going to be Todd Gurley again? And the answer is no. You can tell me till you're blue in the face, and Sean McVay can say, we got to get Todd Gurley the ball more. We have to, whether it's a game flow situation or so, we got to get Todd Gurley the ball. And the bottom line is his touches are down 10 a game because either his knee can't handle it, something physical with him that he can't. And now the Rams are stuck because they paid him, and they're hoping that eventually they're going to find a part in the schedule where, hey, Todd Gurley is back into turning Todd Gurley. But last night, you're talking about a time where, okay, let's try to load him up because he's coming off of 5 carries on Sunday, and we have 10 days off until the next game. And he still wound up with 15 carries, 11 in the first half, and only 4 in the second half.
I would, neither of us have sat here and watched the All-22 or really know what we're looking at when we see the All-22, right?
Well, you see All-22. That's what you see. You don't see 21. You don't see 23.
Right.
You see All-22.
But the Tampa folks have come out and said, hey, we wanted to make Jared Goff beat us. And I would guess that Seattle probably said the same thing. I also didn't love that Todd Gurley came out, before the game and said, he hates Thursday Night Football. Right? Like, you just had 5 carries. Mm-hmm. Like, if I just had 5 carries and I'm the highest or second highest paid back in the league, I'm like, dude, feed me till I burp. And that was not his mentality coming into the game. So I would say there's a multitude. I think their system has had to take some tweaking because people have adjusted to it. I think that, he's not jazzed up about Thursday Night Football. I would also say that he's probably not the same guy because the knee and the attrition and the being worn down. But I would, people are going to try and take him away. He's their best weapon, and their offensive line hasn't been good. I don't think it's just Todd Gurley's not as good, and that's why they're running the football. I think they're throwing it because people are loading up and making them throw it. And
they're also out of whack. They're out of balance because the offense was best when it was balanced with, here's heavy dosage of Todd Gurley, and oh, by the way, Jared Goff is going to kill you down the field, too.
Or play action with Todd using him in play action. And look, the offense was pretty good last night. I thought Goff was good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Really, really good. He still has those moments where he misses a guy because he's got a hand in his face and he doesn't seem to make some plays you'd like him to make. He was good enough to win that football game. So do the Rams have a Todd Gurley issue? Of course. And this kind of goes in line with with the Cowboys, with paying Dak and now with paying Zeke and now potentially paying Dak, right? Like, let the Rams be your guide for why you shouldn't do these things. And we'll see what they do.